What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys once again another Yeet little clip that he has on X. Check him out. Make sure you follow him when you want any kind of like Hasan takes, because it's flipping phenomenal. But Hasan sitting down talking about Cuba and the U.S. blockade, of course, because of America starving the hospitals, the people, all that, ruining the energy grid. It couldn't be the leadership of the country, right? No, it has to be America. America bad, right? That's the thing about Hassan. It's like, is everyone else's fault for why everything else happens. So Hamas does horrible things to people. Oh, it's because of Israel. Israel did it. Bad Jews. It because Cuba is suffering. Oh, well, the American embargo that they have on Cuba is what's like killing the people of Cuba. No, we put an embargo on Cuba because Cuba became communist, an enemy of ours, and then also refuses to treat their people with kindness. We can go in there and do a Venezuela, but you can see a whole bunch of liberals will sit there and get pissy and whiny and go, "Oh my God, you invaded another sovereign country. You can't do that. That's illegal." You don't see the Venezuelans complaining, do you? No, the Venezuelans seem pretty happy because they're free from a communist dictator. And then it's the same thing with, Iran. The Iranian people are literally in the streets partying and living their best lives now, thanks to the fact that their evil, vile Khomeini and every other leader that keeps popping up is disappearing very quickly, thanks to America. And hopefully, here soon, they will be back to how they used to be, well before they were like taken over by that dictatorship that they were underneath. Okay, but let's see what Hassan has to say about Cuba and
In the
doctors
United
and
States of America. What's up, guys? This is Hasan Piker.
that's so
Just got
loud.
back from Cuba. I saw firsthand the struggles of the Cuban population
But you
on the
didn't
island
show it.
because it's going through
You
a
literally didn't
massive
show it.
energy crisis.
And you literally were
Donald
just
Trump
partying down there,
came out and openly
living La Vida
implemented
Loca.
a total blockade of oil.
Cuba's in its last moments of life.
Whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth?
They're starving the hospitals. They're starving the entire energy grid. There's around 10 million people living on this Caribbean island, and there are rolling blackouts. Food is spoiling. Sometimes there's no running water.
And this is why,
It's an absolute
and yet you want communism to come to our country, dude.
devastating situation that is totally man-made as a consequence of the American
Yeah, by
blockade.
the communist
It's
government.
unbelievably cruel. One of the things that was so shocking was if the electricity grid fails, you have to wait for the generators to turn on. There's like a 5-minute window.
I love how he's using clips from like actual film people going in and actually doing like a documentary type of series, because none of these clips are his, by the way.
Talking to some of these doctors, and they were saying that they have to hand pump the ventilators that children are on for the 5-minute period until the generators kick in. And sometimes the generators also run out of fuel. And when
So why are you not blaming the Cuban government, who literally decides who gets fuel? Like, why does the Cuban government sit there living a life of luxury and everything while the Cuban people live in squalor, right? Why do they have little girls who are like below the age of 15 whoring themselves out just so they can actually make money and not starve to death? Explain that, Hasan. Please explain that.
that happens, a surgeon that we were talking to basically said, look, we just sew up the patient and we try again afterwards. There are a lot of problems because people are suffering. People aren't making enough money to purchase food, for example. When that happens, there is a lot of black market stuff going on. People are just like trying to do whatever they can to survive, right? But also there's a lot of solidarity as well, a lot of sharing, a lot of taking care of one another. One thing that I saw that was fascinating is people are always giving each other rides, you know? The thing that shook me, aside from the cruelty of American policy and the invisibility,
Cruelty of American policy. Dude, Do you not think before you talk? Like, literally, I don't quite understand how y'all can think that because Americans sanction Cuba, that they're suffering because of us. They have friends and they're allied with China and Russia also, and Venezuela. Did you forget that? If those countries wanted to help them, they would, wouldn't they? There's nothing stopping them from doing that. We're not going to attack a sovereign nation's boats out of nowhere for no reason. Okay? The only boats that we've been attacking are drug boats that are literally coming from key countries trying to deliver drugs to our country. Okay? So literally, you can't blame America for the poor like equity and treatment of the Cuban people when it's the Cuban government's fault. Much like you can't blame any outward source for government treatment, the government treatment of any people, right? Here, same thing. Iran, same thing. Israel, same thing. The government's treatment of the people is what matters, and you have to blame the government of that area, not outward sources. That is so dumb. Like you have this great degree that you've had since 2013 and you can't use that degree to even think that, maybe the Cuban government's doing all this stuff. Maybe the Cuban government is why all these people are suffering, why there's so much garbage and trash everywhere, why there's like little girls whoring themselves out, while why there's all these people having to do black market deals and stuff. Clearly they're getting supplies, correct? But majority of anything they make is taken by the government, dude.
Of it all and how little Americans know about what we are doing to this island is the fact that there is so much potential. There's a lot of emphasis on education in Cuba, a lot of emphasis on providing health care. It's a big part of the social contract, increasing its literacy rate to 88%, which is higher than the United States of America, having a higher life expectancy than the United States of America.
Okay, so now you're just contradicting yourself. You're saying how they're suffering and struggling and how like deplorable it is, but but yet you're saying that they are more literate than Americans. But the thing is, I can semi see how that is, considering most Americans, or at least not most, but a good portion, are Hasan Piker fans who sit there and just mouth breathe watching your 10-hour streams. Okay, and or they like live their lives on their phones. Dude, you really cannot be like actually believing this, right?
All of this happened in spite of American intervention,
Then why
which
do Cubans love
left
America
me
so much?
wondering, what would Cuba look like if we didn't do all of this?
You're so dumb. Like really, really, bro. Just the stupidity just baffles me, man. It really does. Like I don't understand how you have that degree and you can't make a simple comparison to, maybe it's not what America's doing to the Cuban people is what it's America's fault. It's the Cuban government that is doing it to the Cuban people. We have no control over what happens to that government. Okay? We may have sanctions and embargoes on them, but guess fucking what? There's still other countries that would do deals with them, like there have been. Dude, they have communist allies and everything, dude. So why aren't you sitting there saying, "Hey Russia, hey China, why aren't you helping your allies, your friends? Why aren't you sending more supplies to them?" Because they are. They do get supplies, they do get oil, they do get a whole bunch of stuff, but the Cuban government takes it all. And you are such a glazer for communist dictatorships and evil vile people that you're going to sit there and point the finger at somebody else instead of at the actual people who deserve the finger pointing. Just freaking asinine, dude. Just asinine. But that is another Yeet clip. Go follow him. Go find him on X. That is Hasan Piker being a dummy like always. I swear God, retarded takes. Make sure you check out W.GG and use my code TacticalGaming90. If you don't know what W is, they are an energy drink supplement, zero sugar, non jitters. They have a new flavor out. It is called Sour Gummy Bears. Use my code TacticalGaming90. Link and all that will be in the comment section down below. Pinned comment. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Stay free, America. I love you guys.